What's up, guys? Crapmaster Zach here, and today we're going to be doing a tier list of the Fantagraphics artists from the 90s. I'm just doing artists I'm familiar with. If there's anyone else I should check out or put in another one, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, let's get into it, baby. So, we're going to start out with the Chicago suburb legend Chris Ware, uh, hanging out in Elmhurst or wherever the hell he is, some rich ass neighborhood, sitting there painting his little dolls all day, playing his little ragtime piano. What? I mean, he's a great artist. He's got great stories. Maybe some of his New Yorker covers uh, could use some work. Uh, you know, Maybe you could get some new ideas instead of put people be on their phones. But he's right. He's got a keen eye for the world and around him, and he has this humanistic viewpoint that I really enjoy in his comics, and they make me cry, and they make me think about life, and they make me feel a lot of things. But like with Fantagraphics artists comparing everyone else, I don't think of him as a Fantagraphics artist. I know that the Acme Novelty Library was like originally published by Fantagraphics, but the later editions, he's got him in Pantheon. He's more of a hoity-toity kind of guy. I don't think he has the same type of humor that I consider like other Fantagraphics artists have. They have that biting sense of humor. It's not really there in his work. So for that, I think I'm gonna put Where he's going in the B tier. Sorry, baby. Sorry, buddy boy. Sorry. Let's keep looking at these freaks. Now we got Klaus. Klaus, Dan Klaus, he's my top dog. 8 Ball, that's a good ass book. Uh, Everything in there, he's got that humor. He's got his needle dick, the bug fuckers. He's got his sensual Santas, but then you also got your like a velvet glove cast in iron, and like a weed Joe. Um, and caricature. These are dark stories, but he's still got that humor. The one story, the strip about sports being Freudian analogies for how like dudes want to make it to home base, make it to the fuck their football buddies in the butt, um, and the homoeroticism that comes with American culture. Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take that. Um, you know, he draws great, but his style is somewhat limited. In Monica, he was reaching out from it, and he's still a Fantagraphics artist to this day. Unlike Chris Ware, and like Charles Burns on this list, we'll get to him later, but um, he just put something out with Fantagraphics too. But he's over the place with his publishers. So Klaus, I think, am I gonna have to do it this early? Yeah, I'm putting Klaus in the S tier. Why not? We'll maybe he could go to A tier, but I think he's got the goods out of this group for sure. And next up, we got Peter Bagg. Peter Bagg. He's a very funny writer, very biting satire, very funny, great cartoonist. But does he have that range? He's got that style. He draws in that style, and he's great at storytelling. But I don't think he has the dramatic range, or like the ability to pull off something as like gripping or like heart wrenching as a Cloud story or a Aware story, like a Aware comic. It's just not the same. Uh, but he's not going for the same thing. But what he does it perfectly. He does it amazingly. Um, he's got the goofy arms, the just really wacky, over the top stuff. Hate is great. Some of the neat stuff. You could tell he's learning how to write, because a lot of that stuff is, I don't know. It's not funny. You read it and you're like, oh, okay. But Hate is amazing. Hits every time. There's some stuff that hits and neat stuff, but doesn't hit as hard as Hate. Hate is good, but he hasn't been putting out a lot of stuff recently either. He's putting out the new books. I haven't read them yet, but I think. Sorry, Mr. Bag. You're gonna have to be our C tier. And I say that I love all these artists. I love their work. But he's gonna go C tier. And next, we got R. Crumb. A little bit of a perv. A little bit of a freaky deaky pervert over here. So I like his work a lot. I like his drawing. He's an amazing artist. Like I owe a lot of my style when I draw to him. I like that crosshatchy, like kind of looking line. I like his lines a lot. But he hasn't put out anything with Fantagraphics recently. I mean, they published all of his work, but he hasn't really been putting anything out recently, except for that one comic where he's complaining about the vaccine and stuff, and he's like talking about how he's an anti-vaxxer. And that one, it is what it is. But he doesn't have that relevancy anymore, I don't think. And he's old, and it's hard to look at some of his stuff. So for that, I'm gonna put him in this right here, the Danger Room with Saw Traps for Eternity. So it's like the Danger Room from the X-Men, but there's all saw traps, and so he's going to be tortured for eternity with those. Probably Beast will be running that damn thing, you know what I mean? Alright, next we got Beto, Gilbert Hernandez. I love his work. He is so flippin' poignant as a writer. He's so prolific. He's putting out so much stuff right now, and he always has been. And it's all great. His art style, it's not. He's not flexible with it. I'd say he's in the same area as Pete Bag. He does his thing, but his thing is fucking great. And if you don't like the looks of it, it's like that's pure cartooning. It's amazing. The dude is a beast. He could put out these stories so much, and he's still fucking doing it. I love Beto. So I made him his own special category. Russ Meyer Boob World. This guy loves them big badonker donks, the big honkers. So that's where he's going, and I hope he likes it. Now we got Gilbert's brother, Jaime Hernandez, and Jaime also is a prolific beast. But Jaime's drawing style is a lot more versatile than Gilbert's. He could do a lot of stuff in Love and Rockets. He's still putting out stuff. Not as much as Gilbert, but Gilbert's got like 2 or 3 books running right now. Jaime's just got the Love and Rockets, but I love Jaime's storytelling. His stories are super poignant. He's in the same league as Chris Ware and Dan Klaus with the drawing style and storytelling style. So I think Jaime has to be also S tier because he's funny. He's funny as fuck. So is Gilbert. And those stories are really entertaining, and it's great. It's entertaining, but it also makes you think. It's like the perfect combo of that to comics. I used to work with a guy at this comic book shop, and he was a big Marvel guy, and he would always complain. He's like, "Why the fuck am I reading comics if there's not action?" And there are a lot of boring comics out there where not a lot of stuff happens, and sometimes you want that action, and it's perfect because it has both in it. Yeah, it's a perfect combo. I love Jaime's work. S tier for sure. Now we got Charles Burns, Charlie Burns, Mr. Burns, the Vape Man. He loves to vape, from what I've heard, and he's a vape god, and he's a cartoonist god. Really prolific. Been putting out some new stuff. All these like little zines. I don't have any of those, but I'm open. Hey, if you want to send them, I want those. They look great. Last Look was a great book. Not published by Fantagraphics, so I don't know if this stuff counts. They just put out the covers, the fake covers, and those look really great. Those are fun. I love those. I have some of those. A couple of those books, but Fantagraphics is putting one out too. There's so many of those collections. I don't know what they're like. It's just a lot of stuff out. A lot of collectibles. Got to collect them all. All the Charlie Burns. But what I'm getting at is that Black Hole, his masterpiece, his biggest work, his most popular work, is good. Like the art is phenomenal, but the story's okay. Like it kind of drags a little bit. But maybe I feel like that might be for me reading it as a graphic novel. I think reading it as comics might be better. I only have a couple issues of the comic, but I do like that reading experience a lot. It's got the same type of horror that something like Uzumaki has, where it's all this bizarre stuff happening, and the art is phenomenal and super macabre, and I like it a lot. But when you really think about it, it's a lot of cool pictures, not a lot of substance. I think Last Look has that substance in the story. That story is amazing, and he's gotten better. But if we're talking about Fantagraphics, Charles Burns stuff, I think he might be C tier. I'm gonna put him above Pete Bagg. I'm not saying any of these guys are bad, but I love all these artists' work. But if I'm like tier ranking them, this is what I gotta do. And we got one more left. We got one more. I've been waiting for him. The boy, the man, the boss, Jim Woodring. Jim Woodring is just a straight up gangster. He is so sick. I love listening to him talk. There's a documentary about him, and one time I made a letterbox review for that documentary, and the director of that movie commented on it, and he was like really sad that I gave it 3.5 stars. And I had said, a lot of this movie, he talks about all this stuff in this lecture that he did. And then the guy was like, well, I didn't know that the lecture was coming out and all this stuff. And it was like, damn, I'm so sorry. That sucks. But Jim Woodring fucking rocks. All those cartoons are just so surreal. All the Frank cartoons are super surreal and amazing. The Jim stuff, I'm not as much of a fan of. But the Frank, oh my god. Frank is just so fun and bizarre and like weird and gross sometimes. It's really funny. Yeah, I gotta give his art style is what it is, but I think he does what he does. His stuff is so unique. Like it has to get A tier. He is A tier. So this is my list. If you guys got a different opinion, put it in the comments below. Let me know what order you would have put these in. Let me know if there's any people I missed. So like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the crap master. I like to poop and shit. Bye.